Hello everybody, Rebels of Cloud9 here, and today we're going to be doing an inbox review of the Revell, or Revell Monogram 30th Anniversary Cylon Basestar from the Battlestar Galactica series. This is quite a big box. This is a kit that I'm very excited to finally have to complete my 30th Anniversary collection. So, I'm going to go move the camera, get this set up, and let's take a look at what's inside this box. Okay, so full disclosure, before I get into reviewing this kit, this is actually the first time I've looked at this. I bought it maybe a couple weeks ago, and I opened up the bags and had a good look through here. Thought I had some parts missing, don't think so. But of all the Battlestar vehicles in the original Monogram line, this is kind of the one that I'm the least familiar with. So this is a bit new to me as it is to you. So looking at it here right now, it's pretty big. It's a pretty big ship. I always like the Basestar. It's got these four saucer sections. You put them on top of each other, and this one here, they're almost identical. I think they are identical. So this one will fit on top of here, and you've got this kind of cool gap in the middle. One of the original problems with this kit was the gap in the center. So this is one of those center sections here. And you can see here this gray wall. There's a lot of like blank space in there, and that's one of the things that they did with this kit, was to try and get rid of a lot of that blank space. The detailing on it is just fantastic. It's really cool. There's a lot of recessed panel lining. I don't know if that was on the original or not. It is kind of weird to me if that was on the original, but they never recessed the panel lining on the Viper, the Galactica, or the Raider. So that's kind of odd. But there's a lot of fun you can have in here with washes and distressing it. It's very, very thick plastic. There's really no warping I can tell out of this. The top sections have a little more, they're a little cleaner. This has a little bit more detail in them. These are kind of flatter. One of the things I really like are these right here. These are the tail sections from a B-24 Liberator. I really like those on there. I think that's fantastic. And then of course we've got these little, I don't know what you want to call them, slopes there that are from the front of an aircraft carrier. I just think that's all really, really fantastic. And yeah, there's a lot of plastic in here. I really love that they have labeled all of these. So this is section D. And they've done that with all of them, so it's going to be hard to, mix them up. Here's section B, and they even have this, I believe this is telling you which is the front direction of the ship. So that's really cool. So they're making it as easy as possible for you to put this thing together and not get us confused, because again, it is so symmetrical. I think it's very easy to get things mixed up and parts swapped around here. But yeah, this is a kit that I didn't originally buy when I should have. It sat in the hobby shop for a very long time. Went on sale a couple of times and nobody bought it. And now they're kind of harder to find. And I eventually found this one here for a good price. And finally added it to my collection here. So I'm going to go put these parts away real quick. And let's look at the rest of the parts here. So this is one of the newer sprues that you get with it, and this is to fill in some of the missing detail that goes into the center section here. You can see it's really fantastic. They've got these really nice little details in here. Like I said, you add a wash on this, they're all going to really pop out, and it's going to look really great. I think this is supposed to be a bridge section. I can't recall. I'm sorry. But yeah, you got a lot of detail in here. So this is the new sprue to add in that extra detail that was originally missing on the model. I know that you can get some of these on the secondary market, 3D prints, resin cast, and all sorts of things like that. So there are quite a few aftermarket upgrades for this model, which is pretty cool. We got this here. This is the top and the bottom. Oh, sorry, this is the bottom section here. So this fits into the display stand, and here's the top section. And then we've got these, I think these are shuttle or launch bays, I can't recall. Sorry, but we've got those there. And like I said before, there's lots of little greebly detail lots of little things that you can pick out in there and try and figure out what all the parts are, which I just love. We got two of these sprues. They're identical, and these are original parts, and they're still looking sharp. You know, there's these ones here on the bottom. They're a little light on the detail, but the parts on the top here, they're looking really sharp. They're looking nice and clean. You get two of those. One of them rattled off on there. It's in the box here. We get also, part of our new parts, we do get one of the new display stands. Has the data plaque on the front there, and yeah, got one of these. I think I'm going to replace this personally with something a little different later on. I'm not sure yet. Haven't totally made up my mind. So here we have the Cylon Basestar instructions, and there's not a lot to these things. You know, just read along carefully, pay attention to what the sections are. What I really love about this is they do tell you what all the parts are. So we got part number 10, launching bay bridge, upper instrumentation platform, lower instrumentation platform. You know, I really love that they do all that sort of thing in here. Cannon base, pulsar cannon, so that's what those new parts are there. And then here's all those filler parts for the center section. So that'll look really sharp on the completed model to have that filled in. You don't have to worry about any of that. Launching bay cover, got to put on 10 of those. Shroud, okay, so they're just a shroud. And then you put that on top of there. And this model only comes with one decal. We're going to get to that right here. And here we are. Cylon Basestar Battlestar Galactica. I really like that. Looks just as nice as the Cylon Raider one there. Like I said, this is the only decal that you get in the kit. It's the only thing that you need in this kit. So that's about it. There's not much to this model. There's not a lot in the box. It's a bigger box. It's a bigger model, but not a lot of parts. So if you're looking for something kind of cool and kind of big to build, I think this is a great one to go with. And that is it. That's my look at the Cylon Basestar from Revell for the 30th anniversary. All in all, I think this is still a pretty solid kit. There's not a lot to this thing, and that's kind of its problem. You know, I've seen some people, they've lit it up. Some people have added even more details to it. You know, you could add quite a few more little details into these side walls here. There's not a lot there. You could go ahead and have a lot of fun throwing down a whole bunch of extra styrene, adding in extra wires and all sorts of things like that. It's a perfect kit if you just want to go ahead and embellish a little bit and have a bit more fun with it. It's your project after all. I know one of the common complaints with this particular model is that when you sandwich these two halves of the Basestar together, it's quite a bit thicker than it should be. It should be quite thin. And I'm going to have to look into that and figure out how to do that on this one, because it does kind of stand out a bit, and it would be nicer to have it thinner to look like the studio model. But all in all, this is a fantastic model, and I am really regretting that I did not buy this sooner when it was in the hobby shop, but I just didn't have the same interest in it back then as I do now. But yeah, I think this 30th anniversary is the one to get, because you do get those really nice parts that fill in detail in the center section here, which you are going to see that quite a bit when the two halves are put together there. I think that's really important. But for now, that's the end of my review. I'd like to thank you all so much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this inbox review and you'd like to see more of the 30th anniversary Battlestar Galactica kits, please click on the link in the description. There's links in the description down below. You can check those out. There is the Cylon Raider down there, as well as the Colonial Viper. But for now, this is the Basestar. We've got this done. I can't wait to build this one, actually. This is one I'm looking forward to having up on my display case and just staring at it all the time. It's going to be a really fun model whenever I get around to this one. But thank you so much for watching, guys. This is Rebels at Cloud9. I'll see you all later. Take care.